In the last video, we have completed our Twitter timeline section. Now is the time to build the right sidebar, including the who to follow section, the trending section, and the search bar. So let's start building this part. So here, as you can see, this is what we have designed as for now. So we can cut this thing and we can make a new file, which is main component. RAFCE, paste here. So these all are server components, because if you want to use client's components, you have to put use client here like this, because we are using Next.js 13 version. So if you are defining use client, then it is a client component. If you are not saying anything, then it is by default server component. So we will import everything. We will save this main component. We will import this here. Cool. Now we have to design our right section. So this is also a fixed width. So fixed. Now we need to give it something. It is also flex column, and space of y of, let's give it 4. Inside we have 3 sections. You can see this is our search bar, this is trending section, and this is who to follow section. So this has 3 divisions. First one is search bar. So we can say input text. So the type of this input is text, and the placeholder is search Twitter. Let's give some class names. It doesn't have any border, but it has this search icon. So to give this search icon, what we need to do is we need to wrap this whole thing inside another division, and we will give it relative class. W is full, height is full, and we also give it W of full, height of full, and we will give it rounded XL. And the other thing we need to give it is padding of, let's give it 4. And now we will define search icon here. We will find a search icon. So we can find a search icon. This BS search icon looks good to me. Yeah, it is looking good. So I will import this and I will make it absolute. And we need to also center this alongside the y-axis. So we will create another division. Inside we have this search icon, and it is taking, let's give it W5, H5. Text is gray of 400. Let's give it 500. Okay. So this is a relative, and this is a absolute division. Absolute division. This is absolute with respect to this division, so that we can move it around anywhere. And we will now give it top 0, and we will make it height of full. We will make it flex. We can center it. That's how we are centering this thing to here. So as you can see, this is the icon. Let's go here. So I will make you understand what I'm doing here. So this is our relative parent container. So this is our relative parent container, and we are saying that we have a division which is absolute. So this is absolute division, and we are saying the position of this absolute division is top 0 and right 0. This means this absolute division, which means this is the absolute division. We have absolute division, and this absolute division has the position of top 0 and right 0, means top left, which means the position of this division is top left, and that's how it will take this whole height. And after it is taking the whole height, we are saying that everything inside it we want to center. So we will define an icon and we want to center it. That's why we are giving it flex and item center, and we will also give justify center to make it center, and that's how it will work. Cool. Now we have done this. We can also give it some padding, but as for now, let's proceed with it and let's see what is happening. We will also give outline is null, BG is also transparent, and border is also none. Save this and let's see how it is looking. So you can see this is our search. So this is right 0. We instead want left 0. So now you can see it is centered, but we also need to give some extra padding to x-axis. So we can say the PY is 4, good, but we want PX to be 6, or let's go for 8. Now it's good. And what we can do, instead of division, we can make it label, and we can give it HTML4 search box, and we can give it ID of search box. So whenever someone clicks on this thing, it will focus on the input. So that's how we have designed this whole thing. So this is fixed, as you can see, and we will make it right 0 so that it will stick to the right. As you can see, we need to give similar kind of classes to this, because as you can see, we want it after this thing. For that, we will see what we are doing. We are giving it a fixed width. So that's what we have to do here. We can give it a fixed width to this section. Instead of right 0, we can give it fixed width. Okay, so and edge of screen. Now let's see. Let's copy all the things, because this is the similar thing we need. So the problem is we want this to be right. For that, I think we can give it margin of left auto. This has a width of 275 pixels. That's okay. But if we go for right 0, then it will stick to the far right, but we don't want that. For that, the other thing we can do is this is relative, we can make it absolute. And now if we save this, you can see this is here. We can cut this thing, and if you see, this is relative, and if we make it border of let's say 4, and now you can see this is to the left here. But let's also make it something and remove this thing and give it border of 4. But we are missing something, and I want, let's give it this left sidebar also the absolute and left 0. Cool. And now give it this main component with full. Where is this maximum width? Let's give it with full. It will take the full width instead of, it will also take this width. Okay, so we need to make sure that it doesn't take more than this centered width. For that we have to do some fixes here. Okay, so these are both absolute division. Okay, so there is one thing we can do. Yeah, there is one thing we can do. Remove everything related to the position. We can make it simple container, a relative container like this. W is 275 pixel left sidebar. This is already good. We can remove this part, save this. Now we can also remove this whole thing. Now if you save this, you can see we have these 3 sections. First one is this division, second one is this division, and third one is this search bar. So now we need to make sure that this main component doesn't take more than 600 pixel. Max width can be 600 pixel. Now it's good. So it is taking more than width, so I think we have to decrease this. Instead of LG, yeah, I would go for LG, but it is not good. So LG is 1024 pixels, so I would go for 1100 pixel. Okay, max width 1100 pixel. Or how about 80 VW, which means 80 of the viewport. Let's go 70 of the viewport. It's good. Then what we need to do, we need to give according to the width, not with full, but we can give it like this is taking, let's assume this is 100%, then this is taking 30%, this is taking 30%, and the remaining is this 30, 30, 60, and this is 40. We can do that. So what we can do, we can say width is main component is 60%, and the left sidebar has the width of 30%, and the remaining section has the width of 30%. Yeah, it's good, but still it's not looking perfect. We have to decrease some of the left. High px of 6, we don't need the px6 here. Px of 4 would work, and let's go for 20%. Yeah, it's good. So this is 20%. This is also 20%. Now this should be 30. Yeah, it's good now. But the problem is with this. The problem we are facing, I am seeing that this is too much of padding here we are giving. So I don't think we should give it padding here. We don't want to give the padding here. Yeah, it's good. Now it is looking perfect. Okay, yeah, as you can see, it is looking good. This is good. This is good. But this is a bit of weird. So to fix this thing, we can fix this here. So what? Okay, so don't give margin 4. Yeah, it's fixed. Now you can see, because we are giving it margin, it was not looking good. So it is exactly like similar to Twitter as for now. I think the 30%, 25%, 25 and 25, and let's give it 50. Okay, 30 is a bit too much for this left side, but 20 is like perfect. How about 23? Yeah, it's good. 23% is good. 23% is good, and the main component should take the 50%. That's also good. And the remaining one is this with full. This is with full. Now it's good. Now it's perfect. Okay, so we have designed this whole thing. So now you can see this is not sticky. So to make this sticky, what we can do, instead of before we are giving the fixed, now we can give it sticky. So we can say this is sticky to the top. This is sticky, and we can say top 0, and the same thing we can do for the left sidebar. Not the main component is not sticky, the left sidebar is. So now you can see this is sticky for us. Okay, so this is also sticky. This is, we need to make sure that this is also sticky. Yeah, now the both sidebars are sticky. You can see this is also sticky, this is also sticky, and this is scrollable. So this is the similar behavior to our Twitter, as you can see here. Now we can remove the border which we have given to these divisions to debug our Tailwind CSS. Now it is good. Okay, so it is now looking absolutely dope. Now we need to give some gray to the border and for the icon. So where we were in the main component, close both the components, here we are. So we can give the background is not transparent, it is actually some grayish background. Gray of 400. Okay, 400 is not good. It is grayish or neutral. I think it is neutral. Neutral 900 is, yeah, you can see this is much better, and 800 would work. Okay, so 900, and let's opacity is 990. Yeah, it is good. It is good. We will proceed with it. Now as you can see, this is the search icon is looking a little bit weird. So to fix this, we can give it some padding. So this is our division, which is relative. So what we can do, we can give it some padding. Not here, this is absolute division. We can give it some padding before. It looks good now, but we also need to make sure that we fix the px. So instead of px, we can give it p left of 10, and the p right is 4 by default. Let's make it 14. And also instead of top 0, I would say, yeah, it's good, but I will give some margin to top p4. Yeah, and now you can make it 4, so it will be sticky. Yeah, you can see this is now good, looking good. Okay, so now it works. 4 is a bit too much, so I would go for 2. Yeah, it works. So now as you can see, we have designed our search. When we click on this input button, now it is focused and it is showing us a blue border. So we will also make this effect. So to do that, when it is active, or I think it is when it is focused, make the border, we need a border, and the border is primary. Focus border is, yeah. Now if we click this, the border doesn't look. Okay, so refresh this first. No, the border is not looking. So border is primary, and the border is, let's give it border. Okay, so we are giving border none, that's why it is not working. Yeah, now it will work. So when we click this, this is blue border, and when we focus this, border should be 2. Now you can see it looks good, not 1. By default the border will work. Okay, it looks better. Now we have our, also we can group this whole thing. What I am saying is we can group this whole thing, this whole division, we can group it by using this group class. And now we can change this color also, this search icon color also. So we can say group hover when this is group hover, or not hover, when this is group focus. We can say the text of this icon is primary, and now it should work. Okay, it is not working because, yeah, so to make this work, we have to use some JavaScript. So we can skip this part, or we can use some peer classes. I think we can use some peer classes. There is something, I think, peer first, peer focus, and then text of primary. It may work. Okay, something is peer class Tailwind. Before and after, there is some class which I think we can make it work. You can see group hover thing works, but we want when the item which is nearby is focused to do something. Okay, so here it is. So we will define a peer class here. We will say this is our peer, and when it is focused, it is visible. You can say when it is invalid, visible this. Cool. So now I think it will work. Save this. Okay, so it is not looking how this works. So let's see here again. This is input which has peer class, and now we are using peer invalid visible. Won't work, only previous sibling can mark as peer. Okay, so we have to make it like this, only previous siblings, which means it won't work. It will work like now. This is our input, and this is our, and you can see, okay, so this is our input, and this is a p tag which is when it is invalid, make it visible. Here it is saying that we have a span, and this is our input. So if this is before this will not work. Now we have after this, only previous siblings can be marked as peer. Okay, cool. Now it is not, it's still working. Okay, so what's the problem? Let's try this for a simple other state. So we can say this is a p tag, class name, peer, focus, then make it visible, otherwise it is invisible. Hello world. Okay, you can see when we click this, it is visible, otherwise it is not. And we want the same behavior for our text part, which is this, but it is not working. Why is that? Let's see. Yeah, it is working now, because the problem was we are giving it text gray, and we are saying that text is primary. So it will not work because Tailwind CSS will mark this class as a priority. So this will be not our priority. That's why it was not working. Now if you remove this from here, now these classes will be applied to this thing. Save this, and now you can see our thing is working without any JavaScript. This is directly using Tailwind CSS, and it is so cool. Okay, so this was the part I didn't know before, and I just learned this thing now with you. Okay, so this is so cool. Now we will design this what's happening part. Okay, so here is our trending section part. So it is also flex column. That's all. Say we have S3 and copy this thing over here, what's happening. And now here we can define all the things. Here we can define a division. Inside division we have array.from. another fake array we will create. Let's say we have 5 trending things for now, and we will map through them. Item, and we will say division key is, and here as you can see, this item, it is by default undefined because it's a fake array. So we can get the index for now, and we can say here trending item first, like this. Now we have to design. So this is a neutral color again. So here we will say border, not border, rounded is XL, BG is neutral, 900, and this is a bold text. Font is bold, text is 2XL, MY is 4. Now it's looking good. How about if we make it 800? No. How about 950? No. How about 50? I think 900 is good for now. We can give it some padding as well. Yeah. Also we can give it margin, MY of 4. Cool. And now we can design this section. Okay. So this is a hashtag, and below we have number of divs. So we have 2 divisions, div into 2, hit enter, and here we can say trending item this. Instead of this we can say hashtag trending I+1, and here are the number of tweets this hashtag contains. So how is this visible? Okay, 35.8k. So let's go with this 35.8k. This has the color of grayish, and this is bold. Class name, font bold, text large. This has text is small, text of gray. Save this and let's see how it is looking. Okay, so it is too much gray. It is also not gray, I think it is neutral, and we will make it 400. Yeah, it's good. 400 will do the work, and if we hover over everything, there is some background, so we can also do that. Class name, hover, BG white of 10. Save this, and now if we hover over this is good, but the padding we don't want to give to the whole container. We only want to give it to this, and we can give the padding to it. Now you can see we are good to go. But here rounded XL, we also need to give this thing rounded XL to the last element. When this is last, rounded XL, rounded bottom, we can say rounded bottom, and we can say XL. Now when it is last item, it is rounded. You can see it's look good. It's good. And what's happening is 2XL is bit much, MY can be 2, P4 can be 2, PX can be 4. It is good. Okay, so now you can see this is our trending section, and it's good. Okay, we only need this thing. Now it is good. We can give it some transition so that it looks smooth. Transition, and other thing we need to give it is duration. Now it is smooth a bit. Okay, so now we have designed this what's happening section. Now let's design this who to follow section. Make another division here, another fake array, 4.map key is I, and this is who to follow. Same thing, so we can copy the S3 here. Okay, so we can copy the whole thing here. Basically we can copy the whole thing, not from here, yeah, the full, because this is exactly, and with some modifications. This is not here, we were doing some wrong. Instead of what's happening, we can say who to. Let's copy this, who to follow, save this, and let's see. Now you can see we can, the part is, we only need to make this part sticky, not the whole sidebar. So we can come here and we can say this only division is sticky, otherwise these both are scrollable. Now you can see this is sticky, and they are gone. Or I think there is another hack. Let's make this sticky, top 0. It is not working because the parent container is flex, and it doesn't work like that. So I think if we give it fixed, it will not work. It will take the whole width. That's why let's give it 25%. Now we can adjust the right, 40. Yeah, now it is good. But we are facing the same problem, which means we are not able to scroll this thing. So for that, we were doing perfectly before. So what I mean, W full, sticky, and top 2 is good. What we need to do is overflow scroll. We just need to give it overflow scroll, so it is also scrollable. It is fixed, but it is also scrollable. Now you can see we can also scroll this part, and we can also scroll this part. Cool. Now we have to just define this. It is a avatar, this is a name, this is a username, and this is a follow and follow button. So we will do that thing. This is the same thing we need. We will give it flex, make item center, and here we have 3 divisions. First division is avatar, class name, W10, S10, BG, let's give it neutral, rounded is full, and that's all we need here. And this is a class name, flex column, and we have space Y of 2. This has 2 divisions. First one is name, which is other user, and this is the username of the user 1234. Okay, and now this is a follow unfollow button, so we will design this button also. So this is basically a button, so we can wrap this button inside a button component or a button element. Class name rounded is full, px 6, py is 2, bg of white, text is neutral 950. Save this thing and let's see how it looks. Yeah, it is much similar to the Twitter one. Now we need to do some fixes here. We don't need this space. Okay, number one thing we have fixed. Now we need some space of x here. Now it's good, or let's give it 4. Now it's good, and we have to make it bolded and white. This thing, last name, font bold, text white. We need to give text gray and text is small. It's better. Yeah, so I think it is good, but we need the follow this button to at the end. So what we can do, margin of left auto. This is a hack, sometimes this works, and let's give it with full. No, it only works when margin of right. How about this? No, we can make it flex none. It's good, I think. Okay, so instead of doing this, what we can do, we can make them justify evenly or around. What do you think? Okay, so this is the P4 which is causing the problem. Now we can say justify around. No, this is good, I think, but we want to make this follow button to the left. So for that we can use that hack again. What is that hack? Wrap these divisions to another division. And where were we? This both. Save this first, so you can see these both divisions are into this division, and now we can say justify between and it will work. Save this, and now we need to give it flex item center space x2. Okay, justify between, flex item center. Everything is looking good. Okay, the problem was you can remove this division. Yeah, now it is at the end. Now you can see this is also looking perfect. So now we have created the left sidebar, we have created the main section. This is our Twitter, and we have also created the trending section, the who to follow section. All these sticky fixed positions, all these things are working nicely. From the next video we will start integrating the Supabase integration, the authentication, the tables, the database designing, and everything we will do from the next video. So this is the last part of the layout, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.